Okay, let's see. Hello guys, I'm online with my live stream. Let's see, who's online? Hello guys, today I'm going to talk about Cyber Monday. So the question is, what is Cyber Monday? Cyber Monday is a bit of a special day, at least for companies. Because a lot of companies are going to put on sales on their products. So they are going to lower the prices of their products to make you buy more of their products. Are we serious? There's nobody there. Oh, okay. Why is it not in my stories? I'm not sure. Let's share it with the others. No, actually I'm a bit on the late side. Sorry for that. Let's see if we will pay attention to this. Not a single person watching, but yeah. I'll need to do a little explanation before why am I so late. I wanted to do this earlier, but at the beginning of the week I got some. It was something flu-like that I got. It was absolutely miserable. It was an absolutely miserable flu-like thing that I got at the beginning of the week, and I felt pain in my head, in my arms and my legs. That was horrendous. Oh gosh. But I'm recovering from that. At the end of the week, and I feel that I'm recovering from that. And now I'm going to make this live stream because tomorrow it's Cyber Monday. And Cyber Monday means that there are a lot of web shops that are going to try to sell you products. That are trying to sell you products at lower prices to make you buy more. But the question is, are the promotions they give really good, or are they rather not enough to buy a specific product? And some, for example, when the price goes down with a single percent, that's not sufficient. It's clearly not sufficient. And there's a way, at least there's a way to measure prices before and after sales. There's EU in the title because it is about web shops that deliver to countries in the EU and web shops that are located in the EU, like Alternate or Coolblue. Whoever comes up with the whoever comes up with the best prices and delivers to one or more countries in the EU. That's the rule. I'm not sure how long I need to be behind the monitor. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff to choose from, different electronics. I'm going to skip over the household electronics. That's a task for someone else, but I'm going to start with the real tech stuff, like televisions. But with what am I going to start off? That's a good question. Where is the user input? Nope. There is. Looks like there's no user input. Yeah, I'm coughing a bit. Yeah, sometimes it happens. There's much I can really do. But yeah. I'm not here to watch gaming memes and bunny videos. I'm here to give you information about Cyber Monday. Cyber Monday. The question is it an important event or is it something you just don't need to look after? That's a good question. And I'm going to check that with you. So let's start off with televisions. There are a lot of televisions that are marked in green on tweakers.net price watch. But I'm going to look at the graphs. The prices are going downhill. For this television, you pay at least 1,249 euros at nvidia's. Okay. Price of this television is going downhill. The LG 2, let's check that out. It looks like it's also going downhill. But there are not a lot of televisions that are going to be on sale. I'm not sure about the reason why. The Sony X94K 65-inch is on sale. This television costs This television costs 1,149 euros right now. The price has decreased with 12%. Okay, there's a single star review, but normally this should be a pretty solid television. This is a 65-inch LCD television from Sony with a refresh rate of 100 Hz and 4K. Something I'm more interested in is OLED TVs. This is the Philips 848 OLED 807/12 black. So this television has a 48-inch OLED panel, which is flat, with a resolution of 4K. It has a refresh rate of 120 Hz and supports HDR10 and HDR10 Plus, which means a wider color range than normal should be supported. This TV also has inbuilt speakers. Total speaker power is around 70 watts. And there is Dolby Atmos support. Okay. Let's see which other group will accept this. Okay, so let's see which other televisions are on sale. The LG 2 OLED Evo Gallery Edition. This television is absolutely insane. You know about the LG 1? Okay, that's an OLED television. That's a pretty high-end model. This television has a screen panel of 77 inches. It's a flat screen. It's a flat panel TV with a resolution of 4K, and it's an OLED panel that's used here with a refresh rate of 120 Hz. It's G-Sync and FreeSync compatible. And this television also supports HDMI 2.1. For the connection, the latest Wi-Fi standard is supported, or the new latest Wi-Fi standard. It's Wi-Fi 6. And Bluetooth 5.0 is supported. For the sound, there are 60-watt speakers used that support Dolby Atmos. This thing is absolutely insane. Now it's on sale for €2,995. It has some pretty good reviews. And it's rated Ultimate by Tweakers.net. Wow. Pepper. That was a platform for finding deals. I could remember that. Let's see what deals we can find. You can find this monitor for €221 43 cents. So when you go to bcc.nl, you can find yourself this gaming monitor. It's a 1440p panel that has a refresh rate of 144 Hz. It's a VA panel. It's not perfect, but at least it's high refresh rate. And you can set it in height, like this. And now it's it's on sale. However, the nice thing about this monitor is that it has pretty small bezels. So you can use this in a multi-monitor setup. Another deal that I can find here is for the AMD Ryzen 7 5700X. That's an absolutely fantastic deal. Okay, so this CPU is AMD Ryzen 7 5700X. This is the last gen AM4 socket Ryzen CPU. It's one of the last made for a socket besides the X3D CPU. When you're going to charge it, you will know which one it is. This CPU is based on Zen 3. It has 8 cores and 16 threads. You'll need to plug it into an AM4 motherboard, and it has a TDP of 65 watts. This CPU has a clock frequency of 3400 MHz, and it can turbo up to 4600 MHz. This thing performs really well, and it makes the Ryzen 7 5800 with or without X useless. And now this CPU costs €214.45. And that's really a really good deal. On the second-hand market, you can buy it for around €200. If you're tired of your current AM4 processor, then this is something for you. The CPU is made for gaming, streaming, video editing, and it can handle the needs of 99% of people. Actually, 99.5%. It's so powerful. If you want to start a new platform of AMD called AM5, then I also have something for you. The AMD Ryzen 5 7600X. The AMD AM5 platform is the beginning of a new start for AMD. AMD used the AM4 socket for their processors for a few years, and now they're going to say bye-bye. And there's going to come a new platform to place that's again going to be used for a few years on. But one of the main complaints of interested tech guys was that the prices of CPUs and motherboards were too high. And that's still a bit on the high side, but the prices of the CPUs have dropped. And that's good news for you. You can now pick up an AMD Ryzen 5 7600X boxed for around €240. The CPU is based on Zen 4. It has 6 cores, 12 threads. No special thing with P and E cores, just 6 cores and 12 threads. That run at a clock frequency of 4700 MHz and can go up to around 5300 MHz. This CPU supports PCIe Gen 4 and Gen 5. So actually you're a step forward onto the older Gen CPUs. The CPU is baked at a 5nm process. And you're getting a free GPU with it, which is based on AMD RDNA 2. Something you're getting extra with the Ryzen 5 7600X is extra PCIe lanes that you can use for M.2 SSDs and expansion cards. This CPU is worth it for the price of €240. It's steep, but you can get it if you want to. Okay, where are the interested people? Even though this promotion has been expired, you can find this CPU still at a pretty attractive price. Let's see what other deals are. Oh, really? Whoa. 1 terabyte for 162 euros. Let's search on that. Is this really a bargain or not? I think it's one of the biggest SD card sizes around, so now it's time to filter on that. So a standard SanDisk Ultra 1 terabyte goes away for around 150 euros. The extreme version, which is a bit faster, goes away for around 210 euros. What of 230. Then you have the Extreme Pro, which is again a bit more expensive. 250 euros. But let's be on point. I don't think it's that bad. It's a good deal because it actually beats this SD card. A 2 class card against a 2 class cards. That's nice. This one's going to be cheaper. The next one is a so-called Black Friday deal. Let's jump on a deal. A 1 terabyte Crucial SSD for 69.99 euros. Nice deal. So there, it's a PCI 3.0 NVMe M.2 SSD. Please jump onto this deal. Okay. Let's see what's useful here. The GAN Prime Anchor 737 charger, 120 watts. So this is something you will need to get out of China. This is a 120 watt USB-C charger. But you will see here. This is 65 watt variant, and this is the 120 watt variant. It's a high power USB-C charger. I think Linus Tech Tips yesterday made a video about this. About the use of a thing like this. It costs 68 euros and 71 cents to get this one. Then this laptop, just because it was a nice laptop for a nice price. Okay. €209 for a DDR5 kit that supports AMD's Expo. AMD's Expo is the counterpart of Intel's XMP, but I'm for AMD. So with the release of AM5, AMD decided to make an overturn on the RAM overclocking. So XMP allows you to set a specific profile for how your RAM should be configured. But AMD thought we should make something better. And that's called AMD Expo. But it's not in stock. Okay then. This RAM kit is in stock. It's from Corsair. It costs 180 euros. So make sure, I've posted a link in the chat, make sure to check it out. Oh my gosh, I'm a bit alone here. An interesting deal on the new model of the Dell XPS 15. So you can find a laptop like this in a price watch. And you're not going to pay a lot for it. Then. But it's an older model. Dell's recently released a new model of the XPS 15 and it's based on 12th gen CPUs. But unfortunately, it costs a lot. If you want the model with just the i5 and then the dedicated GPU option with 32 gigs of RAM and then a bit more SSD storage than a standard option, you're going to come out at around 2,100 euros. I will say that's on the high side. Rather. Oh, you want the model with a beautiful, you want the model with a beautiful Ultra HD Plus screen? Oh, then you will need to pay a ton extra. More than 3,000 euros or so. That's insane. Those are the prices on the new model. But if you live in the Netherlands, then it's possible I have good news for you. Because you can get this laptop for a lower price. You can get 40% discount on this laptop. It's really insane. If you study, you can also get your price can even get lower. And do not forget about the cashback. That thing is insane. Let's see how much it costs to configure it here. €2,799 for the model that I've configured earlier. Wait, now I selected the model with the AZ keyboard, probably not a smart move. Oh, check this out. €2,800. Just close to that. But I have bad news for you. If you live outside the Netherlands, It's only going to be delivered within the Netherlands. Otherwise, you will need to surf to the side of your country and then you will see the prices of the devices and options in your country. Nice. You see a mini LED TV from TCL for €869. Not available. Okay, that's unfortunate. Let's see. The 65-inch model. This television costs €1,149. It's a big sale and does a lot of nice specs. This television has a mini LED panel. It's actually a QLED panel which supports multi-HDR. It's a 4K panel that's used. It runs on Android TV and has a high refresh rate display. So it can also serve as a nice gaming display. I'll say this is worth it. And then this one, shared by Geefje on Pepper. The Asus VivoBook 17 M1702 QA-AU 6556W laptop 17.3 inch. So this laptop costs €799. Let's see what you can get for that. So the specs. This laptop has a 17.3 inch screen which is 1080p widescreen like normal. It's an IPS panel which has a matte finish. It's not a touchscreen and it has a refresh rate of 60 Hz. The CPU used in this laptop is an AMD Ryzen 7 5800H. It's a Ryzen CPU based on Zen 3. It has 8 cores, which are and it's a high power CPU. It's not a low power ultrabook CPU, it's a high power gaming laptop CPU that is used here. The standard clock frequency of the CPU is around 3200 MHz and it can boost up to 4400 MHz. Let's see if that's even right, because I'm seeing that the unit is missing. Okay, that's true. Oh. Then this laptop comes with 16 GB of memory, DDR4, divided by 2 sticks, which are 8 GB each. One of the sticks actually isn't removable, it's soldered to the board, which is annoying, but yeah. And then you have the second stick, which is actually movable, and you can replace you can replace by a bigger RAM stick. For the storage, there's a 512GB SSD in there. And for the video card, there is no dedicated video card. There's a Radeon iGPU built into CPU. It's not that powerful, but you can at least do something with it. And this device also supports nearly the latest Wi-Fi and Bluetooth standards. The I/O looks on point: 3 USB Type A, 1 USB Type C, HDMI. The keyboard is a QWERTY keyboard, which has white LEDs and a numpad. Let's also then on the price watch. With the price of €799 is the cheapest laptop with the Ryzen 7 5800H in it, so well done. This is surely something for you. But what if you need a dedicated CPU? Well, then I have another laptop for you. The Lenovo IdeaPad Gaming Tree 15HA6. I'm sure it's a bit more compact than an Asus laptop, but it still has pretty good specs. This laptop has an AMD Ryzen 7 5800H. Again, this is a CPU with 8 Zen 3 cores, which are running at 3200 MHz stock. It has 16 GB of DDR4 memory. It has an SSD, which has the capacity of 512 GB. It has a 1080p high refresh rate screen, so with IPS, and it's an IPS panel that's used. It's a really nice panel that's used here. The GPU used is an nvidia GeForce RTX 3060. The GPU is a mid-range CPU from the 30 series of nvidia. This time it's combined with 6 GB of VRAM and a THB of 90 watts. So THB is actually the power limit of the GPU. And this time it's 90 watts. And then nearly the latest Wi-Fi and Bluetooth standards are supported. That's okay. There's an authority keyboard in there, which has a numpad, and it has some lights. Unfortunately, the RAM isn't expandable, but I think you will be able to game on for a few years. And then there are a few other laptops for sale. Wait, this one's the same as this one, I think. Oh, this one has a worse GPU. A GeForce RTX 3050 against a GeForce RTX 3060. I think it's a special discount model or something like that. Let's go further. Let's remove the filters. The Lenovo IdeaPad 3 15 ITL6 is in the list. So this is a 15.6 inch laptop. And this laptop is an Intel Core i5 1135 G7. It's a CPU which has 4 cores, which are normally running at 2400 MHz, but it turbos up to 4200 MHz. This laptop has 8 GB of DDR4. There's a piece of the memory that's soldered onto the board, but you can still expand it. 12 GB, okay, that sounds weird. Why not 16 gigs? Why not 2 gigs? There's no reason for it. Actually, 24 gigs. Okay, so this laptop has an SSD which has a capacity of 256 GB. The screen is 15.6 inches and has a resolution of 1080p, standard widescreen. It has an IPS panel and has a matte finish. It supports the latest Wi-Fi and Bluetooth standards, so that's nice. And if your school laptop broke down through the last 2 months or so, then this is something for you. But I think I've even found a better deal for you. That's a Dynabook Satellite Pro L50-G-10U with AZERTY keyboard. This laptop has an Intel Core i5 1135 G7. The CPU has 4 cores, running at 2.4 GHz, 2400 MHz, and boosting up to 4. Yep, I've said it already. The question is, what's this CPU exactly? It's an 11th gen CPU, which is made for low power laptops. It's not actually not bad of a CPU, but it's not made for most advanced tasks possible. It's a pretty commonly used CPU in ultrabooks and so on. But for office laptops of every size, it's fine. At least it's better than a potato which is going to be called, which is soon going to be called Intel processor. Yeah, seriously, just search for it online. There's a series of processors which is going to be renamed to Intel processor. Why? I have no idea. It's quite ridiculous. The Intel Core i5 1135 G7 is a CPU that has 4 cores and 8 threads. It's based on a 10 nanometer process. With TDP you can go up from 12 watts to 28 watts. It has some pretty nice Intel Iris Xe graphics, which are built into the CPU. It supports Intel Thunderbolt 4. The CPU also supports PCIe Gen 4. Please not skim on the CPU because you cannot replace it. It's soldered to the board. Like nowadays it's always the case. This laptop also has 8 GB of DDR4 memory, and you can expand it up to 16 GB. It does an M.2 SSD, which is 512 GB large. It does a 15.6 inch screen, which is 1080p normal widescreen. It does a matte finish. Looks like it's soldered or so. I'm going to leave that at. For the graphics card, there's no dedicated graphics card. Normal Intel HD or Iris Xe graphics are used. Then there's an AZERTY keyboard used. There will also exist a QWERTY variant if you need the QWERTY keyboard, but yeah, it's something region bound, so I'm not going to complain about it. Then HP ProBook 455 G8. This is a business laptop from HP which uses the AMD Ryzen 5 5600 CPU, which is pretty nice to see here. It's a pretty old office laptop. I would say it's about 750 euros or so. Hey, this laptop is even cheaper. The Acer Aspire 3, it's comparable to the Dynabook Satellite. Literally every spec. Hey, it uses an IPS display. But why is there no Wi-Fi 6 support? Is it not where's logic? Okay, so there is no Wi-Fi AX, which means no Wi-Fi 6. Skip over, so IdeaPad 5 Pro, 14 ITL 6. Let's see. This laptop has an Intel Core i5 1135 G7, which has 4 cores. Its base clock 2400 MHz, and it tops at 4200 MHz with turbo. For the RAM, there's DDR4 used. How much? 16 GB. Unfortunately, it's soldered. For storage, it has 512 GB of SSD storage. It has a 14-inch screen. It's a panel with a resolution of 2880 by 1800. It's an IPS panel. It's a widescreen with which is a little bit higher than normal, 16 by 10. It has a refresh rate of 90 Hz. It has inbuilt Intel graphics. It supports the latest Wi-Fi and Bluetooth standards. So that's fine. And you can charge this laptop with USB-C, which is really a plus if you often take your laptop with you, because it reduces the amount of cable clutter you have. This laptop is on sale for €750. So, okay then. The idea part 3, 15ALC6. This laptop is an AMD Ryzen 7 5700U, which is actually a Zen 2 based CPU. So a third gen. The CPU has 8 cores, which normally run at 1800 MHz, but they can boost up to 4300 MHz. This laptop uses DDR4 memory, 16 GB of DDR4 memory, which is divided by a piece that's soldered and then a SODIMM. And there's a single SODIMM slot onto the motherboard that you can use to upgrade your RAM. The storage is existing out of a single 512 GB M.2 SSD. The screen used is a 15.6 inch 1080p widescreen IPS panel with a matte finish. The graphics used are AMD's Radeon RX 8 graphics, which are built into the CPU. And for networking, Wi-Fi 5 and Bluetooth 5. A QWERTY keyboard is used. Windows 11 is already pre-installed. Nice. The Lenovo Legion 5 costs €1,169. It has dropped 13% in price. Let's check for this one.
Als je wilt, kun je wat kaarsenvlaai eten.
Oké.
Wanneer je wilt,
ja.
Dan is het wel als je eten al of zo.
Oké. So this laptop has an AMD Ryzen 7 5800H, which is a really nice and powerful laptop CPU. You will be surprised that you can find this CPU in a laptop. This CPU has 8 Zen 3 cores, which has a standard base clock of 3200 MHz, and these cores can boost up to 4400 MHz. This laptop has 16 GB of DDR4 RAM, which is divided into two RAM sticks, and you can expand the RAM. And there's an SSD with a capacity of 512 GB installed. The screen is a 15.6 inch panel, which has a resolution of 1080p. It's a standard 1080p widescreen with the panel that's used is an IPS, that has a refresh rate of 120 Hz. The GPU that's built in, there's an integrated GPU and there's a dedicated GPU. The integrated GPU is the AMD Radeon RX Vega 8 and the dedicated GPU is the GeForce RTX 3060, which is a solid mid-range graphics card, which is used with 6 GB of VRAM. The TCP of this graphics card is unknown, so I can search for that. Let's see. It's not immediately clear. Is available in different versions with a TDP from 60 to 115 watts. So it's important to know which TDP or TCP the graphics card has. The more TCP it has, the more powerful it is. It is a QWERTY keyboard. It is lightened up and has a power supply that's 230 watts. This is not some light ultrabook or so, this is a real gaming laptop. Is someone interested? No, nobody is interested. That's unfortunate. Let's see. Okay, well, let's see if someone will watch my stream. That's done for the next one. This laptop costs 250 euros. And I will immediately say it's a big piece of crap. But we're talking about the Lenovo IdeaPad 3. And IdeaPad 3 comes in different configurations. Multiple different configurations. And this one is probably a lower model. This laptop has an AMD Alon Silver 3050U, which is a CPU that is pretty low budget, to be clear. It has 2 cores, which one at 2300 MHz, and they top off at 3200 MHz with turbo. The CPU is actually based on then how much? I'm not sure. I'm going to search it up, but it isn't that clear actually. It's a 14nm CPU, so that must say something. It's original Zen. And Chromebooks, it doesn't end with U but with C. Okay. Low clock speeds and missing SMT. So there is a budget CPU based on the same architecture as first Ryzen processors, but just 2 cores. It has 4 gigabytes of DDR4 memory, which you can luckily expand. There's a single RAM slot, and you can put in an 8 or 16 gig RAM stick in that. This laptop also comes with an M.2 SSD, which is 128 gigabytes large. And even though it sounds pretty bad, if you're dependent on servers, then 128 gigabytes actually isn't that bad. You can install Windows, tweak Windows, install a second browser, a few simple applications, and an Office suite. And then you will still have a few tens of gigabytes left. But sometimes it's wise to expand the storage, and you buy yourself a 240 gigabyte or 512 gigabytes SSD. It's not that difficult. It's an M.2 it's about an M.2 SSD, so yeah. Then the Apple MacBook Air 2021. Oh gosh. Not sure if I need to look at that. It isn't that easy to compare this laptop with other laptops on the market. The HP Victus 16. It literally shares its specs with the Lenovo Idea. Is it the Idea Pad? Yes. Wait, nope. Legion 5. It literally shares specs with that laptop. Besides, that has a 144 hertz screen. Nah, and a smaller power supply. I'm talking a bit too hard, I think. Okay. There's a lot of stuff to see here. Whoa. Okay. So there's a bit of a potato actually. The Ryzen 3250U. No, but nobody looks at it. Hope that someone picks it up. Clicks onto the link. No. Okay. No way. No. And nobody really picks it up. That's unfortunate. Okay, so yeah. Ooh. Yeah. Do you want that I go further? Maybe PCs? Is that something you're interested in? Probably yes. Um, I'm going further, I think. Because there are a few nice deals on PCs here. Yeah. Does it work or does it not work? Hello? Really? Okay, PCs here. Yeah. Does it work? So the first one is an all-in-one PC. And I'm going to tell you, it's just a sort of thin PC built behind a monitor. Just that. And it costs nearly 300 euros. It's a bit much, I would say. You can store a thin client behind a monitor. The monitor used is a 1080p panel. It's pretty simple to build it yourself. And I'm going to skip it over. Then the Huawei MateStation S. Huawei is a pretty well-known brand, and that's known for designing and producing multiple electronic devices like phones or network devices like routers. But this time is about a PC. It's the MateStation S. So this PC is an office PC which has an AMD Ryzen 5 4600G. The CPU is based on the third gen of Ryzen. It has 6 cores and 12 threads. Its standard clock frequency is 3700 MHz, and it tops off at 4200 MHz with turbo. It has 8 GB of DDR4 RAM and it has an SSD with a capacity of 256 GB. It has integrated graphics, as you see here. It has a 1 gigabit per second Ethernet port. It supports Wi-Fi 5 or AC. It also supports Bluetooth. Fun fact, it has a free keyboard and mouse. And this keyboard has a fingerprint reader built into it. You can try it out for yourself if you want to, because it's going to be given with the PC. Do you want to have a look at the inside? Me too. Let's see. It's you clearly see that's edited for a bit, but it at least gives a view of the inside of the PC. So this is the motherboard with a top-down CPU cooler cooling the CPU. It has 2 sodium RAM slots. Here's the chips and and it's passive heating. There are two PCI slots. This one has the most bandwidth, must be clear. Two normal M.2 slots for your SSDs and one for a network card, which also uses a variation of M.2. Here's the power supply. And here's your front panel stuff. It's not fixed to the motherboard, so that makes it easier to move the motherboard. And it's connected with this cable. It specs AMD Ryzen 5 4600G, Radeon graphics, 8GB of RAM, SD, a 300 watt PSU, so that's at least okay for the PC. The Mate Station X from Huawei. That sounds like competition for the iMac. Really? That sounds insane. Let's go to the specs. It comes with a laptop CPU, not a desktop CPU, but it's still really insane. Oké, dat is wel interessant om te weten. Het is alleen een taal die voor mij een beetje onbekend is. Okay. It's only in a language that's a bit unknown for me, but okay. It's Spanish, yeah? 649 euros at the Huawei store. At the outside looks pretty decent, I will say. Although it's not how I want the PC to look. It's pretty clean, I would say. You can get a pretty nice deal on this PC for the price of 361 euros. And this other one I checked earlier, but this is getting sold by a pretty badly rated seller. I ordered a Lenovo ThinkCentre but received AOC monitor. Don't order from the seller, it's a scam. And it happened multiple times and only negative reviews to see here, besides this one. So do not buy it. And skip it. Next one, I understand that PC sellers have problems with pricing since they pay so much for their components and now the prices are going down, but it it's in big pieces. But this price is so hefty. I'm not sure why anyone would pay it. So the main specs: Intel Core i9, 11 Gen, non-K, NO iGPU, a 2 TB NVMe SSD, a 120 GB, a whopping 128 GB of RAM, a GeForce RTX 3090. Keep in mind, this thing is custom liquid cooled. I think it's soft tubed. Those are the specs. It's clear in front of you. Even though these components are pretty powerful compared to latest stuff, there's a point that I'm trying to make. This stuff is too expensive for what it is, unfortunately. 7,000 euros, bro. That's way too much. Just let me know a fitting price on this PC. You can do it in the chat. But it is way too much. Then these two PCs from Lenovo. Their prices were actually always on point, so. Okay. But just a single 512 GB SSD. There's a minus of it, but I'm going to read the full specs. CPU is an Intel Core i5 11400F, which has 6 cores based on the 11 Gen. It has a base clock of 2600 MHz and tops off at 4400 MHz with turbo. And the motherboard has the Intel P560 chipset. It has 16 GB of DDR4, which is dual channel. Seriously, it has a 512 GB and a 2 SSD. It has an nvidia GeForce RTX 3060 with 12 GB of VRAM. It supports the latest Wi-Fi and Bluetooth standard, so that's nice. Oh wait, Bluetooth version. It's possibly the latest one. Nope, it doesn't come with a monitor. But you have a few RGB fans with it. This PC is of the same sort, but I'm going to check the differences in specs. Okay, so this PC uses the nvidia GTX 1660 with 6 GB of VRAM instead of the 3060. Okay, interesting. Okay, yeah, a few other PCs. This one is an office PC with an Intel Core i7 11700. Do we call this an office PC? workstation PC, which looks pretty basic at the outside, and it has no dedicated graphics cards. I'm gonna skip it. This is where do you need to look at, seriously. This one, nearly 3000 euro. This is a PC with an AMD Ryzen 9 5900X, which is a 12-core CPU based on Zen 3, 3700 MHz, and tops off at 4800 MHz, and smaller part has the AMD P550 chipset. It has DDR4 memory that runs at 3733 MHz. It has 32 GB of this stuff called RAM. It has two 1 TB M.2 SSDs and has an nvidia GeForce RTX 3080 Ti with 12 GB of VRAM. It supports the latest Wi-Fi and Bluetooth standards. The only thing is, its cost price. It's nearly 2000 euros. This PC was around 2000 euros. It's a bit on the high side, I would say. Here, check this. You can have 200 to 300 euros extra for the graphics cards. Then a few tens for the motherboard. The RAM, 64 gigabytes. That's nuts, but that's absolutely nuts. And that PC, 32 gigabytes was used. But yeah. Then the Acer Nitro M50. An Intel Core i5 1200F with 6 cores, 12 threads. It has DDR4, 8 gigabytes of that stuff. It has 512 gigabytes of NVMe, no, not NVMe, just M.2 SSD storage. It's an nvidia GeForce GTX 1652 with 4 gigabytes of VRAM. And yeah, it's quite a bit on nice, I would think. Just doubling its RAM will do a lot. Down 2 workstation PCs. Totally no idea which model. What they're talking about actually. There's a big word for me. And if you want to get yourself a gaming PC, maybe this is the better one. Yes. This PC is has an Intel Core i7 11700F, which has 8 cores and 16 threads. The base clock 2500 MHz and tops out at 4900 MHz. The motherboard has a chipset, has a Intel P560 chipset. It has bit ranges, that's fine. Then there's 16 gigabytes of DDR4 memory used. It's okay. A 1 terabyte SSD with a 1 terabyte 5400 RPM hard drive. And nvidia GeForce RTX 3070 with 8 gigabytes of VRAM. This is probably the best thing of this real PC. Around €1,500 for a 3070 base PC. That's okay. Well. Okay, so this is a bit of a sad one. No, wait. Just leave it there. Is anybody interested? Not really. What do you think of... Wait, there's a lot of things you said on the thumbnail. Why aren't you giving them me? I'm also to show you the prices of phones. So stay watching. Smartphones. There are a few phones that dropped in price. A Google Pixel Z6a is a mid-range phone of Google. So in 2016, Google came up with a plan. They wanted to make an example that they will prefer Android phones were. But they wanted to make a real example phone. So they started off with a pretty high-end smartphone called the Google Pixel. It was called Google Pixel. And Google Pixels are meant to be set against iPhones. They have really high specs and they have really useful and smart software. And Google Pixel phones aren't meant to be really cheap. But they are really nice to look at. They're really nice and simplistic to look at. And I have okay specs. The Google Pixel 6a is a mid-range device in the Pixel range. Now it costs around €350. For that you're getting Android 12 guaranteed. And from the first day that Android 13 launches, there's going to come up a message that Android 13 is now available on your screen, guaranteed. Because this phone is the absolute example phone of Google. This device has an OLED screen that is 6.1 inches big. It's ultra wide, it's the 1080p screen, like you see on many phones nowadays. It runs at a refresh rate of 60 Hz. And it supports HDR10+. The CPU used is not a Qualcomm Snapdragon, not a MediaTek, but a in-house made chipset. It's called the Google Tensor. It has 8 cores that are running at 2800 MHz. The GPU used is a Mali G78 MP20. I'm not sure about performance. It has 6 GB of RAM and it has 128 GB of storage. And you can use it with a nano SIM or you can use it with an eSIM. An eSIM is a sort of digitalized SIM card. And the iPhone 14 is also going to support it. This is the Pixel 6a in another color skip. The Samsung Galaxy S22 is a top class device from Samsung that's released at the beginning of the year and now it's priced at nearly 600, close to 600 euros. Not bad. So this device has an OLED screen which is 6.1 inches large. It has a sort of ultra wide 1080p screen which runs at 120 Hz. It supports HDR10 plus. The chipset used is a Samsung Exynos 2200. It has 8 cores that run at 2800 MHz. For the GPU, an Eclipse 920 is used. It has 8 GB of RAM and 128 GB of storage. It has 3 cameras at the rear and 1 camera at the front. I wouldn't say look at the megapixel numbers because they really mean nothing. The diaphragm used is 1,8 and the sensor size is 1 out of 1,56. Here we have a more specific look at the cameras. You have optical zoom, which means that you can zoom in without blur, without everything becoming vague. And this device also supports 8K filming. It has optical stabilization. This device is a flagship and that is proven by its specs. It's a really solid device. It also supports wireless charging. That's also something typical of a high-end phone. And it has an IP68 certification. The Moto Edge 20 Pro is really nice, and then the Galaxy A52, I will skip that for the Galaxy A52s, and the reason why is because A52s has more processing power and still a mid-range phone. The Nord Plus OnePlus Nord C25G is a device designed and released by OnePlus. It has an OLED screen, which is 6.43 inches large. It's an ultra-wide 1080p screen with a refresh rate of 90 Hz. It has HDR10 Plus. The chipset used is the MediaTek Dimensity 900. The MediaTek Dimensity 900 is really nice. Combined with the Mali G68MC4 GPU, it has 8GB of RAM, 120GB of storage, and it can be expanded, unlike the modern OnePlus devices. It supports 2 nano SIM cards. Okay, wait, really? We have 3 cameras at the rear and 1 at the front. Like normal, the device supports everything between 2G and 5G in. It supports the latest Wi-Fi and Bluetooth standards. It has a 4500 mAh battery. And it charges very quickly using SuperVOOC 3. The Motorola Edge20 has gone down in price. It's based on the Qualcomm Snapdragon 770G. The main problem with Motorola is the updates. There are 2 things, the cameras and the updates, that are pretty bad, but the rest is okay. The iPhone 13 has gone down in price. The OnePlus Nord 2T, the Nothing phone. Yeah, it's a bit of a special phone. Not sure what's so special behind. Besides that, you look at this at the back of the phone. That looks like it's transparent. The Motorola Moto G41 is a choice for a low budget phone user. It has an OLED screen which is 6.4 inches large. It has an ultra wide 1080p screen with a refresh rate of 60 Hz. It has a MediaTek Helio G85 chipset with 8 cores running at 2 GHz, 2000 MHz to be clear. The GPU is the Mali G52 MC2. The RAM is 6 GB. The storage is 128 GB. 2 SIM cards can be put in here. SIM slot 2 is shared with microSD. There are 3 cameras at the rear and 1 at the front. Everything between 2G and 4G in is supported. Support for Wi-Fi AC and Bluetooth 5. USB Type-C is supported and also the 3.5mm jack, so that's pretty nice. And it has I think can last pretty long, the battery. It has 5000 milliamperes and can be quick charged using turbo power. Turbo power at 30 watt. The fact that there's an OLED screen on this device is pretty nice. Oh damn it, I'm getting tired. Which devices are also on sale? The OnePlus 10T 5G. I'm getting tired. So many deals. So many deals to go through. Okay, let's go back to computer components. Ta-da! The ASIC Y60 Tower PC case. So this case is pretty hyped on social media because it looks a bit special. They literal showcase. And this is what you get if you take the Lian O11 and then you show off this piece. You show off literally such a piece from this case. And then you fix it up for a bit. At least you have a full look at your components, like this. Now this case is on sale for the price of €179. Oh yeah, I'm going back to PC components. Cases. There isn't much of this really deal, but I see that the air-cooled Bionic V2 is on sale. This case is an ATX bit-hour case, and it's not 4090 proof. Look at the maximum GPU length. But you can still build a budget gaming PC in it. And now it costs €35.95. It's in stock, so that's nice. Other cases that have gone on sale, let's see. The H510 Elite. The air-cooled quantum mesh, which is a nice case. It's also an ATX mid-tower with the same limitation, but you can clearly see the fans at the front, and it's better for the airflow. RGB Wave, that's also a pretty nice case. I do not see it on sale anymore, but it looks so nice. The Bionic V1 is even cheaper than a V2 version. €32.95. Just so close to 32 euros. Let's see if it's in stock. Yes. Okay. The Bionic V1 close to 32 euros. Okay, let's see. Graphics cards. There aren't that many deals on graphics cards this Cyber Monday. That's because of the fact that graphics cards already have dropped in price heavily. In a rather heavy way. So the GPU that you see here is the Gigabyte Aorus Radeon RX 6900 XT Extreme Waterforce water blocked 16 GB. So this is a graphics card based on RX 6900 XT and does 16 GB of GDDR6 memory. This is a high-end graphics card with a water block mounted onto it. It has some RGB and it needs to be of taste, I would say. You can also water block a normal RX 6900 XT. This card has 3 8-pin power connectors, so it's very solid. Then a Sapphire Nitro Plus Radeon RX 6950 XT. It's one of the best graphics cards around. Even though the RTX 4090 has launched onto the market and also the 4080, this card is competition for the 4080 and for the 3090 Ti. There are games that this card beats the 3090 Ti in. And those are some relatively popular games. And this card is something for you if you absolutely want nuts to the balls. Gaming and streaming. You can do it with this one. And you can get it for 911 euros. Not bad. Then, this one I've already checked it. Not in stock. The Sapphire Toxic Radeon RX 6950 XT Limited Edition. Okay, it's in stock. The Sapphire Toxic is one of the best RX 6950 XTs that's around. This card is fitted with all-in-one liquid cooler with a radiator of 360mm and 3 fans on it. This card is absolutely insane. As I said, this one beats the 3090 Ti. And it's absolutely amazing. But you'll pay an extra price for the fact that it's the best. It's just close to 1000 euros. Yeah, it's a lot of money, for sure. Then the RTX 2060. I found a better deal on this card. Here it costs 282 euros and 24 cents, but if I size it up. There's also another card that has gone on sale. Is this one. It's close to 250 euros. This card performs like a GTX 1080, but it has 6 GB of VRAM. And it's based on the RTX 20 series. It's powered by a PCI and a single 8-pin GPU power connector. And you can start up every game with this card and run it at 1080p. That's what this card is meant for, 1080p high settings. Let's see, what's the other deal? Speaking of deals, this one is not really a deal, unfortunately. The RX 6400 is now going away for 144 euros. This card performs like an RX 570 or so. It has 4 GB of GDDR6, is a modernized variant, I would say. But it's a little brother of the RX 6500 XT, and that means that comes with some restrictions that make the card look bare bones, like this. A single HDMI and a single display port. You can split up the display ports and drive multiple displays, but if you see this, your first impression will be, why would I buy this card? And I would rather say go for an RX 570, but these cards aren't getting made. These cards aren't getting made new anymore, so then you have to go for it. It's the cheapest out of the bunch, so yeah, it's fine. But it's not the best deal possible. The next one, the RX 6500 XT Mech 2X for GOC. The RX 6500 XT shares its shares a few things with RX 6400 XT. It shares the same chip. It shares the same restriction, but this card uses a dual fan cooler. It's not the cheapest. In reality, there's another card. There's another card of two that is cheaper than this one. Okay. This one is only getting sold by one shop. I've checked it, it's not in stock. So how can you even put a price on it? Then this one, again, how can you put a price on it? This one is not getting sold for 787 euros, like Tweakers.net password chase. It's pure shit. Yeah. This one is the best variant of the 3090 Ti, or possibly one of the best. I've not asked for that. Whoa. Bad. There are a lot of bad reviews of this shop, so I wouldn't say buy it from there. Oh. No. Yeah, I'm a bit bored and yeah. It's a bit late. I think I'm going to end this live stream. Bye. Okay.